Hello and welcome to New Filmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo. We're here at the Cameron Los Angeles showroom in West Hollywood. I'm here with lead actress Komal and also director and writer Sohil with their movie Gita. Let's take a look at the clip.
I'm not saying anything.
Guys, thank you so much for sharing your film. Took me on quite a wondrous journey. You performed beautifully and this was such a wonderfully written and directed film. But for those that haven't seen it, tell us the brief synopsis of Gita.
Well, thank you. So the synopsis is Gita comes to United States to work as a housemaid for Indian diplomat, and she slowly realizes that though her new environment surpasses her every expectations of a livelihood, her personal, social and economical freedoms are slowly being taken away from her, and she has to choose whether she wants to embrace this good life but give up her freedom, or she wants to go back, live in comparatively bad conditions but embrace her freedom.
Immediately you just completely are engrossed in the story. You're wondering what the journey is, you leave us trying to figure out what's happening, what the relationships are. Where did the inspiration for you in writing this particular project come from?
So this was created for the Creating Media for Social Change class at University of Southern California, and we were given different topics, and we were like, our professors were like, go do your research, and the topic about modern day slavery was in my mind for a long time. Like, I come from India and we have very prominent caste system, but we had that for 2000 years, and the new maid system, we have like maids, is in a way repercussion of the caste system, and so I think that's where the roots, that's where the origins of the story started like sprouting in my mind, and so I did research about modern day slavery, and I came to I came to realization that you don't necessarily have to be in chains to be enslaved, So I'm like, I want to bring this topic on screen. I want to show a person who is not in chains, who is not in a jail, but still she's kind of a slave.
Yeah. I think, we all should be very, very aware of the trafficking that goes on, around the world in different places and also on our doorstep, and the fact that she's not in chains, but it's still trafficking as well. Kamal, you had everyone just wondering like, wow, what a performance. I'm so happy you found each other.
Yeah.
And everyone
That's very kind of you.
was in complete shock when they discovered it was your first ever acting performance, which is unbelievable. How has the experience been with you? How has it been working with Sohil on this movie? What has it been like for you?
Honestly, I think I'm very blessed to work with such a talented director as well as amazing team that we had on the set. Being my first time, but they were so supportive and telling me what to do, what not to do. So that really helps when you're first time on the camera. And I think the story itself was so powerful that it makes you think you don't even realize that these things are happening around you all the time, but you don't even realize it. Like, this is not right. And this is not like black and white, that they're not being abusive or there is a direct violence, but still there is something wrong. So he has shown it beautifully, in the story. And to give that message in a short film, I think it has to be a very powerful story.
Yeah, there are, what I love about it as well is that the way it was directed, the way you led the story, the way you literally took us on like a journey with her, and it was painful to watch. You know, it was actually painful to watch it because we all wanted you to be free. You know, and then there's that shock value of like, this is in the United States, and we don't know about this, and statistically this is happening around us.
Exactly.
And how was that, you know, was that something you wanted to sort of do? Because it's very often, I mean, obviously we're here in the United States, but making people aware in this country, like, you know, this is happening here. Is that something you wanted to sort of like bring here, you know, particularly as well in the US, and showcase this?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 30 million people are like enslaved in today's world in some or the other form of slavery.
Yeah.
15 to 20,000 people every year are being trafficked into United States.
Into the United States. Wow.
Into, you know, and they are being enslaved in different ways. Like it could be, you know, like it could be a labor related slavery, you know.
Yeah.
It could be a domestic slavery, you know,
Yeah.
it could be something else, it could be prostitution, it could
Yeah.
be, and so, that's very important for me. This is not the phenomena that's only limited to third world countries, developing nations, you know, it's happening right here around us.
Yeah, and I think one thing that we should care about what is going on in the world, and, you know, care about what's going on in our communities as well, both equally, you know, are as important. What was it like for you taking that journey? Because you know, for your particularly first role as well, there wasn't so much dialogue for you, and everything had to be in your feelings and your expression. How do you kind of work with Sohil to get into character? What was that experience like for you?
I mean, it was a process, honestly saying, and the thing is, you have to somehow feel yourself to be in a conflicted situation, and you have this choice that if you see the short film, basically a lot of people might be happy who are in US, staying in a new house, getting food, getting some gifts and everything, but she didn't sign up for that. You can see that she wanted more than that in her life, but her dad or her family she needs to support, so she had to make her choice, right? And to think about it, it goes back because I'm originally from India, and you're staying away from your family, so somewhere you feel that conflict. Okay, you're staying in a good country, but you know, just imagine yourself that this is your choice, but someone takes away that freedom. It's like a beautiful cage, or as I was telling you earlier, like imagine yourself as a bird, but you're staying in a golden cage, that you get everything around you, but it's not yours, like even the money or the freedom. So it's very hard for someone to understand that thing.
And I think, like you say, to kind of, you know, showcase it in a different way. I think we're always, when we think of trafficking and when we think of that, we have, unfortunately, what does exist, the horrifically horrible way, but there's also manipulation, there's blackmail, there's the feeling of like, oh my goodness, if I don't do this, then my sister can't go to school, like the things that occur. I think it's really important for us to educate and understand ourselves as well through film, don't you think, Sohil?
Super important, because we have seen those horrifying images, and they are there. That's like, you know, pure evil that exists, that's sad. But there is this another way, you know, this another kind of trafficking, this another kind of slavery, you know, which is not as black and white as what we have seen in the media. It's right. And so that's, I think, again, like I'm going back to like my point where this psychological manipulation, you know, like cutting off your mental freedom, taking away keys to your mental freedom, leaving you with no choice, is making you, like, you know, is essentially you are being enslaved.
And you obviously had a great, you know, you had to have a good dynamic with the couple, and how is their experience? Because obviously they're playing these roles, and you know, and I love even in the script they question themselves like, are we doing something wrong? I was like, yes, you are, but you know, how is that for them?
I mean, it's great because like they are born here, both of them. So they are not, they are of Indian ethnicity. They are Indians, but born in United States. But they were like both of them. I was lucky enough to get people who are really aware about their culture, about what this issue is, about this entire circumstance where how people justify themselves in their head. Like, are we doing something wrong? But then they also would think that, yeah, but she had a bad life in India. We are bringing her to United States, keeping her in a nice bedroom, giving her food. So
yeah, no, right? I know, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of, it's amazing. And then there's that moment when that woman comes in, you're like, oh no, please tell her, please get out of this place, and you leave us with that. It was, again, I think when you can make something, you can be in something and support a project that is gonna make everybody go out of that room and think differently about the world and hopefully be more observant and more caring and more understanding. I think that must be a really good feeling to feel as a director and as an actress, right? When you're making a film like that.
Oh, totally. This is this started as a classroom exercise, and I never expected that. This would get so much attention, this would go to places, and everywhere, the audience's reaction was like, damn, the characters, the manipulators where you didn't show them outright evil, So that's what makes them relate to the film more, because these are people like us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And still they're doing something which is wrong.
Yeah.
So villains doesn't necessarily have to be, this larger than life figure who is just doing something crazy. It could be a normal human being.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes audience more relate to
Yeah,
this film.
oh no,
Yeah,
absolutely.
There is a moment in the film, as you know, that she doesn't speak English.
Yeah.
So there was one person that she thinks that, oh, this is my way out.
Yeah.
And you can understand, even if you don't speak the language, she could feel that the other person might help her.
Yeah.
So I just feel like beyond language, there are so many human emotions, and
Yeah.
this help us to know that someone is not feeling well, even
Right.
without actually telling them.
Yeah, oh absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a lot in the body language particularly, I think, and that
Yeah.
you portrayed, but no, it's important. And just, again, out there to the world, because your film can resonate with so many different people and situations.
Exactly.
And even watching your film, there could be other people watching other circumstances that may
Maybe relate to
it or find the bravery to ask for help, whatever it may be. And I think it's great when you have a great morality of a film like that, What was the feeling like to have it at New Filmmakers LA in front of an audience and getting their reaction? What was that experience like for you last night?
Oh, it was great because it was so well organized. Theater was great, I just couldn't believe that, I am at such an event which is just extremely well organized. There are top of the top people, attending the screening, and audience's reaction was just really good, and just inspires me that I got this, we got this platform to show our films in LA. And just have that opportunity to be at this kind of event.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, we loved having you. We can't do it without you. So, how's it for you? Come on.
It was I would like to thank you and your team. You guys organized it beautifully. And whoever I spoke yesterday, they had such a blast at the event. I saw almost the feature and the second shot program too, and they were so good.
Yeah, you a trooper. I was like, you watched the whole thing.
Yeah, I just wanted to be there. So it was such a good platform for new filmmakers. You actually, the name means something in there. I met people who are inspired or they want to be aspiring actors, directors, and they just had that platform for themselves.
I think we really appreciate that, and we love the fact that you're on such a great journey, and we want to support you in your work and your projects, and we celebrate the fact this is the beginning of many wondrous and great things, and that's really exciting for us. Oh, most definitely. So what is next for both of you?
Well, I just finished my thesis film, so
Excellent.
that would be on the festival journey.
Excellent.
And then I'm writing feature for Gita.
Oh, you
yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
So I'm really looking forward for that.
That's
so we'll see
wonderful.
how that goes.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And how about for you now? You've got a taste of the acting.
Oh, I love it. I
Yeah.
want to do it all the time.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's
I
wonderful.
did a feature back in India this year. So
Amazing.
hopefully it comes out end of year or early next year.
Yeah.
And we'll see how this thing goes with Gita again.
Well, congratulations, both of you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
bringing Gita to us, and we're looking forward to seeing much more of your work. So thank you.
Thank you. Thanks
Thank
for
you
having
so
us.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.